Ahead, investors worrying about another Morgan and the Cofer going viral later in the show. Welcome to 3 Times Square this Thursday from Reuters World Headquarters in New York. Forget J.P. Morgan's multi-billion-dollar trading loss. Investors now concerned about a different Morgan, Morgan Stanley. The investment bank reporting a steep drop in quarterly revenue from a year earlier and plans to cut 7% of its staff by the end of the year. CEO James Gorman expressing concerns about the global economic uncertainty. Shares closed at $13.99 Wednesday, and you can see they are now down to about $13.5678. There we go. A different story for Walgreens and Express Scripts, the two making up and agreeing to a pharmacy network deal to settle a long-running dispute. Walgreens sales have suffered since it stopped filling prescriptions for Express Scripts customers. Shares of Walgreens soaring on the deal, up double digits. Express Script rising as well. Other stocks to watch today include IBM, eBay, and Verizon. IBM raising guidance, eBay beating profit estimates, and Verizon adding more subscribers than anticipated. Our power player of the day, legacy intact. Steve Jobs' comments won't be used against him in a court of law. A U.S. judge ruling the late Apple CEO's statements about going thermonuclear to destroy Google's operating system can't be used to attack his former firm. Samsung, which uses the Google operating system, wanted to bring up the comments as part of the patent infringement case involving the two tech powerhouses, claiming they indicated bias against it. Our daily digit today, 1,000, and we turn to our Jamie McGeever in London to explain the significance. Jamie.
Yes, Lisa, we're talking jobs here, 1,000 jobs. More pain in Europe's investment banking sector. This time with Germany. Deutsche Bank is looking to cut about a tenth of its investment banking staff. That's around 1,000 jobs. Now, we shouldn't really be surprised by this. Markets and market sentiment are extremely fragile and investment banking revenues are being hammered. Just look at what happened there with Morgan Stanley. But you know, it's not just Morgan Stanley, there's Goldman as well. And on this side of the pond, of course, the Eurozone crisis is sapping confidence. What is surprising about this is that it marks a complete 180-degree about turn from Deutsche, who said as recently as April it saw no need for any layoffs in its investment banking division. And remember, investment banking was one of Deutsche Bank's biggest profit generators. Lisa?
And Jamie, we talked earlier about Apple and Samsung, but you have a report on another of its victims.
Well, one of the biggest victims of those two here in Europe is Nokia, which just reported another thumping quarterly loss and, yes, is getting absolutely crushed by Apple and Samsung. As our reporter in Helsinki said, the company finds itself in a slide towards irrelevance in the smartphone market. Now, Nokia lost over €1.5 billion in the 3 months from April to June, burning through cash at a rate that would wipe it out in a couple of years. But ironically, cash was the silver lining around an otherwise huge black cloud. Nokia's cash position was higher than forecast in that quarter at just over €4 billion. Believe it or not, this was a trigger for a huge jump in the share price. Just looking now, up 16%. And at one stage this morning was up almost 20%. Still, let's look at the big picture here. These shares have tanked around 80% since February last year.
Wow, okay, thanks as always, Jamie in London. The Dark Knight rises, and so do its ticket prices. Scalpers on Craigslist asking as much as $100 a ticket to see the new Batman film when it opens at midnight tomorrow. One LA-based seller on eBay wants $125, and another's asking $300 for a pair, according to smartmoney.com. Sellers hawking on sites like StubHub too, some even for a mere $40 or $50. A bargain by comparison. Legit sales also off the charts, according to The Hollywood Reporter, with advanced box office sales at $25 million. That puts the Warner Brothers film on track to beat its predecessor for the biggest non-3D domestic debut of all time. And finally, the gopher that is out of this world. No, not Caddyshack, no. The animal found under the rocket launching pad in Kazakhstan. The video was shot by a department of the Russian official space agency responsible for launches there. While preparing another rocket launch, a cameraman left a camera near a gopher's hole. Well, that is the latest from 3 Times Square this Thursday. You can follow us on Twitter at Reuters Insider and check out our Reuters YouTube TV channel at Reuters.com/ReutersTV. I'm Lisa Bernhard. This is Reuters.